Hi, everyone. Okay, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me. I want to make sure everything is working as it should, right, Luna? Give me a cat emoji if you can hear Luna. Yes, I am going to be doing the Everyday Witch Tarot. So I'll be using the tarot for the readings, and then I have my Everyday Witch Oracle, and then I have this new guy here, the Everyday Witch Familiars. You guys probably have seen this on my channel already. I think I used it right before I left because I had just gotten it. And I feel like in honor of our late great dame, Maggie Smith, I wanted to do something witchy today because I grew up with her in Harry Potter, even though I totally loved her in Sister Act and Sister Act 2. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, we have some folks in the queue already. And I'm so happy to be back, guys. So, I was in Australia and New Zealand for like 2.5 weeks, and the kids went up to visit their grandma. And, uh, Luna, which deck should I use? Let's see. Come here. Which deck? Okay, we'll use the familiar deck. So we're gonna use, Luna has chosen, we're gonna use the familiar deck for our community read. Oh, Ari, yeah, cats are awesome. Sometimes they get on my nerves. They annoy me in only a way something I love desperately could. Whoops, my deck is upside down. There we go. I was very lucky. There were no creepy crawlies. There were nothing scary or terrifying. I got to hold a koala. Her name was Millie. All right, let's see what kind of community energy we have with us. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome. Hey, Sil. If you guys haven't noticed, Sil has a rebrand going on. She is now Priscilla's Tarot Corner instead of A Life Full of Simplicity. So don't miss out on all the cool changes. All right, bye, Luna. She doesn't like the shuffling. I went to a kangaroo zoo, but I didn't see any like in the wild or anything. Okay, let's see what we have for our community read. Our first card. Ooh, we have the monarch butterfly. This is air. I gotta fix my lights a little because I forgot how glossy these cards are. Yeah, kangaroos are dangerous. They're like aggressive deer, essentially. All right, let's see what we have for the monarch butterfly. I'm going to use the guidebook because this deck is still kind of new to me. I'm not going to use it intuitively yet. I kind of want to read through it. So this says, this card is a good reminder to be grateful for all the things you have been gifted and appreciate the energy of your own body as it does the hard work of moving you from place to place. I'm reading the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Can I not like count? Oh, I know what I did. Here we go. Let's try this again. This card may be telling you to hold on no matter what you're going through. It may seem as though the odds are stacked against you, but you need to have faith that you will come out okay in the end. Sometimes we all have to hold on to the hope and faith, but those can be powerful enough to carry us through long distances and difficult challenges. Oh, that's lovely. So this is really, really pretty. I think that's a really good first card as a community to remind ourselves that we have the strength to keep pushing forward even when things are difficult. All right, next card. All right. This is Spirit, this is Dragon. So this deck is kind of it has suits, except like it has this extra suit which is the Spirit suit, which is really cool. Interesting concept. I like it. So, Call on the dragon when you need energy and power to pull off the impossible, or if you are doing a deep dive into your spiritual path. If this card shows up, it might be a suggestion to explore mystical wisdom, or find your own fire and breathe it out into the world. Oh, I like that. So this, and we got two flying creatures. So I feel like this is like a sign to spread our wings, push through the obstacles and hurdles ahead of us, and I guess tap into our own inner dragon, so to speak. And I really like the balance here between, we have this daytime scene versus this nighttime scene. Um, kind of basking in the sunlight, but also making moves at night, kind of thing. Yes, a lot of air vibes. So, um, let's go ahead and get into the queue. Hey, Luke, welcome. Make sure I didn't miss anyone else. Alrighty. So if you want to join, make sure you use !join so you don't miss out. Let's see here. I'm all discombobulated because I'm like a little out of practice from not having gone live in a long time. Alrighty, Midnight, you are up first. My favorite unicorn. And while we wait for Midnight to get her question up. Oh, no family dinner, so you can join us. Sure. Let's see what your energy is. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you too from the Everyday Witch Oracle. Okay, let's see, Midnight. What is your energy for next week? See what the overall theme is here. I love this. This is affirmation for posture and change. So let me make sure I'm reading that right. Okay, I was not reading that right. I apparently cannot read. Affirmation for positive change. So I think your theme for the week, figuring out where I want this, your theme for the week is going to be change. And specifically making sure that you're positioning yourself to receive like positive changes specifically. So let's see. Let's pull some tarot and see what we have. Okay. So with this deck, I've actually started to read it all upright. I used to shuffle in reversals, but I'm slowly getting out of that, it seems. So we have the Five of Cups, the King of Cups, and then the Chariot. So this feels very much like a journey, which really mimics a lot of what I see in this Oracle card for next week, where your energy is going to be the journey through finding, like, basically creating your own positive changes. So, with the Five of Cups, I think that means the week might start off feeling a little like lower energy in the sense, but remember with the Five of Cups, while we might sometimes be focusing on more of the negative things, there's actually some good things behind you. It's just that you're not seeing them because you're not facing them. So it's about readjusting your perspective a little bit, and I recommend doing that like maybe in the beginning part of the week, so that way you have time to redirect that energy, so to speak. But in the middle of the reading, we have this King of Cups. And this is where I feel like this is where you're coming into feeling more confident that you've overcome whatever it was that you were focusing on earlier. And it doesn't seem like it's necessarily anything like horrible. It's just maybe harping on something that you need to let go of. So this king here, he is confidently surveying his domain. So there's this balance here where you sort of have to logic your way out of this Five of Cups energy and into understanding that you can get things moving in a better direction because you have control over it. The kings are very good about taking control. They're also very thoughtful in the process, even though the King of Cups specifically likes to be a little more, he's smart and thoughtful like any king, but in this case, like, more emotionally focused. So focusing on how your emotions end up changing your perspective of the energy around you. I think that's where this is kind of getting at. But overall, I think that you will have a successful week in doing this because you are finishing off with the chariot. It feels like you're getting kind of things moving in a direction that you like. There's this air of success here with the chariot that makes it feel like, once you kind of get out of this mindset, whatever feelings you're feeling here, things are going to start to feel like they're opening up and that you have accomplished putting whatever you need to behind you. So basically, long story short, I feel like emotionally, I think the week's going to start off a little bit on the downside, but you are going to like have an upward trajectory. And I just love this chariot too, because there's this insinuation that you will have options on where to go. So I feel like that's a good thing. Even though she might look a little confused in this, I think being able to choose different things that make you happy is good. Having more options in that regard is always a good thing, in my opinion. But I do like that because this is a sign that you can see this chick very confidently stepping into the boat. So it's like you stepping into, pushing, leaving things behind, which in this case is her dress, and pushing towards whatever journey or trip or whatever it is that you're going down next week. So next week feels like a lot of work in the sense that you need to focus on, maybe consciously focus on how you change your perspective of the things that weigh on you emotionally. I think that's a good way to sum that up. I really like this card. It reminds me a lot of the Six of Wands, or Six of Swords, rather. Wrong deck. I'm going to set this over here. Hey, Ruby. I'm glad you made it. Sylvia, try that again. So just to show Sylvia, you used an H instead of a J. So make sure you use exclamation point join just so I don't lose you. It's very quiet today, so I doubt I will. Alrighty, Ari, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Oh, crazy glare. This is why I don't use these very often on live, but I love this deck so much. You're welcome. Yeah, Ruby, I've been out for a while, so I'm sure like you guys have filled your Fridays with something other than me in the past 3 weeks. Ooh, and YouTube just notified me that Priscilla's Tarot Corner just released a Hay House book haul. So if you're interested in checking out some books and seeing some flip throughs after this live, go ahead and check that out. I know, Midnight. It's so funny because I love this deck, and then I'll like put it away for the rotation of other things, and then I forget about it. And then when I pull it out, I'm like, how could I ever forget? It is a very glossy gloss card. I love it though. I mean, it moves really well, like it fans out really well. So yeah, I mean, people that are not live streaming are not gonna have these issues. Okay. Let's see, Ari, which one would be better for you. Let's see what it would be like if you were at the I feel like you asked me this a long time ago. Whoop. I don't know. So this is another issue with glossy cards. I have major butterfingers. Oh, okay. Let's see. We'll revisit now that some stuff has changed. This first part will be what it would be like working at the Tim Hortons next to the Starbucks. And then this one will be what it would be like working at the one further away where your friend works. Here we go. So they both have their pros and cons, and I'll decide. Well, I'm not going to decide. You can decide based off of how I describe them. Um, so this is the one by Starbucks. Sorry for the glare. This is the Ten of Wands and Justice. Um, I don't know which one you worked at previously, but I feel like if it was the Starbucks one, you kind of be starting with a clean slate, but I do think that it would be a lot of hard work. I feel like maybe this one must be busier for some reason, with the 10 of Wands there. 10 of Wands, can give that air of accomplishment, but the problem is that it can be very exhausting to do so. So even though you might feel like you are, you know, doing well at your job, nothing too crazy, but just doing well, meeting whatever goals a Tim Horton has, just feeling like you're doing a good job, it might be really tiring. Maybe the hours are a little longer, or maybe the hours are different from what you are used to. So there might be a little bit of that, but if that's something you kind of always deal with, might not matter to you. But with the Justice card, I think that this is saying, like, as long as you're putting your best foot forward, you're probably going to get really good returns back. Now, this one is also another pros con, right? We have the Six of Swords, and then we have the Six of Pentacles. So you have two sixes here. The Six of Swords, which is funny because I was just talking about the Six of Swords in a previous reading. Anyways, I feel like the Six of Swords kind of indicates that maybe working there, you're gonna feel like you really want to like move on from there for some reason. Maybe it's not necessarily the best work environment, or maybe you just feel like you're not getting as much out of it as you want. Um, mm, like Professionally, I should say. But I feel like you'd probably be doing better financially there. Maybe they will pay you more. They're a little more generous with bonuses or something like that. But there's something there that or maybe it's that people rotate in and out a lot, which can be really hard in terms of consistency at a job. Maybe that's what it is. The Six of Swords is giving me a little bit of pause. But again, if you don't care about that, so if you care more so about the money side of things, maybe that's better. But if this one has more opportunities because it's a little busier, then maybe that's what you're looking for. So I think, just go with whatever you think fits more of whatever your needs are. Oh yeah, sorry. Tim Hortons is a coffee place like a it's like a better Starbucks, I guess. Is it yeah, like a better Starbucks, or would you say Dunkin' Donuts? You're welcome. Hey, Keith. Long time no see. Welcome. Yeah, definitely go to for whatever you're drawn to. Okay, Dunkin'. That's what I thought. I never went when I went to Canada. I never went to Tim Hortons. I just got like Tim Hortons coffee. Okay. It's cheaper and better than Starbucks, but it doesn't take much. Alrighty. Sylvia, if you're still here, please let me know. But in the meantime, Mr. Wright, go ahead, put your question in. Just like a general Energy, like overall, just about whatever pops up, or are you looking for something specific? I like Dunkin' donuts because I like cake donuts, but I also find it weird to eat donuts in the morning, and then they always run out, after a certain time, or they're old, so I don't get them very often. Oh, so funny story before I go on, Keith. Our tour guide, he was Australian, and he has a true disdain for Starbucks. And at the end of the trip, one of the groups got him a little like Starbucks cup, and they all signed it. It was so funny. His face was just perfect. So yeah, nobody likes Starbucks. Okay, let's see, Keith. I'll pull an oracle card for you too. Let's see what the end of the year will look like for you, friend. You missed Luna earlier. She helped pick the deck for the community read. All right, let's see here. Ooh, we have connect with Gaia. So connect with the earth. I feel like the end of the year is going to be about kind of settling and stilling and just regaining or reconnecting with your own energy. But let's see what the tarot has for us. Yeah, Starbucks is too expensive and their coffee is disgusting. I refuse to be gaslit into believing otherwise. Their food's gross. At least Dunkin' Donuts charges cheap for their gross food. Okay, let's see. General energy or general reading for the remainder of the year for Keith. We have a repeat. Ooh, okay. So you have the Justice card, the Nine of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Ooh, this is fun. So, I'll go in order. I was gonna start in the middle, but I'll just go in order. So, there we go. Let me just fix my camera a bit. The lines bother me. So I think that ultimately what this is saying is that the the rest of the year, really just focus on putting out the energy that you want to receive back. Justice is really like a give and take with the world around you, where if you're putting out chill vibes, you're going to get chill vibes back. If you're putting out a lot of high energy, you're going to get a lot of high energy back. If you're putting out bad vibes, you're going to get bad vibes back. That kind of thing. It's about it's hard to see because of the glare, sorry. But it's about finding that balance, finding that scale of what it is that you are hoping to give, and just emulating the energy that you hope to receive back from the world, the universe, spirit, whatever energy you want to believe in. So with that being said, I think that the end of the year is going to be pretty fun for you. The Nine of Cups is it's a really happy card. I feel like emotionally, this is like, I always call this like the wishes granted card, where if you were hoping for something, if you really had your heart set on something, and it doesn't have to be anything big or extravagant, just something that you're hoping for. It feels very much like it's achievable in the end of the year. And I think that there's like and I really like this too. So I think your theme overall is grounding, right? So you can see her kind of relaxing, chilling on the beach, feeling very grounded. And even though there's like also water involved and stuff like that, there's just like this very chill, relaxed, happy energy. And then compound it with the high energy of the page here, who is also, he looks like he's high energy. The page is actually also, he imbues a lot of that earth energy as well. So there's still a groundedness about him, but The pages are the like studious explorer types where they want to like explore the world around them. So this page, the page of swords, he is more thoughtfully interested in the world around him. So I would say if you combine these two things here, um be a little more like, what is it that makes you happy? What makes Keith happy? And how can you shape the end of the year to also reflect that? And I think there's a little bit of onus on you for the remainder of the year to do that. But this indicates to me that it's well within reach. It's very achievable. Um, I will say too, one of the other things that I might throw a personal challenge on just looking at these, right? So she's the only one that seems to be indoors. So maybe get out a little bit, explore, imbue a little bit of that page side of yourself. But if you need to, always go back to whatever it is that really grounds you, where you feel like you can recoup and regain your energy or reset your energy or whatever that looks like. So that might be my own little personal challenge for you. But I do think like just getting out more, and I know you're very nature oriented. I think that just getting out and exploring nature a bit, we're kind of getting into winter, so it's not like, fishing or hunting or anything like that. But maybe a nice hike during the fall as the temperatures get cooler, things that, will bring out that side of you. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm feeling. But you can always reach out to me for for a little something on the side, and if you want have some more questions or follow-ups that I can't quite do on the live stream. Hi, Whimsically, nice to see you. Hi, Amanda, welcome, guys, to the queue. Ari, that's I drink coffee, but it's just like a habit. It doesn't keep me up. Like I literally had coffee this morning and was still falling asleep. Yay! Okay, you're welcome, Keith. Okay, Whimsically, you are up next. Yeah, put your feet on the earth. Oh man, I was a big beach bum. I don't know what it is. The beach is very exhausting, but also resetting for me. I just feel like a whole new person when I can get in the water. And I can proudly say I have now, so I've been in the Atlantic, the Pacific, I've been in the Mediterranean, and I've been in the Tasmanian Sea. So I can say I've been in 4 major bodies of water so far. Oh, I guess I've technically been in the Gulf of Mexico, but that's kind of gross. Not counting that. Sure, let's do a general reading for you. Panera has good bagels. Einstein Bagels is really, really good. I love their breakfast sandwiches. I don't like candy cane, but I don't like mint chocolate combos. The only mint chocolate combo I like is Thin Mints because they're made with crack or something. So just to highlight, yes, only a few more oceans left. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there. Okay. Oh. Let's do a general reading for Whimsically. Let's see what pops up. All right, next card. I generally take flyaways, but that one just wanted to come out. All right. There we go. No glare. Haha. So we have Temperance, 8 of Pentacles, and Death. Um, this death card, I think, is probably one of the like really scarier ones, but really this isn't a bad card. It's a overall pretty cool energy that's happening. I would say like if I were to pull away anything, I think that if we're starting in the beginning going forward, temperance is about finding balance with what you're doing. Um, it's at the beginning of your reading, so I don't think it's about finding balance between anything in particular. So I think it's just everything in general. So if you've been putting too much energy into one thing and other things have been kind of falling to the wayside, this is kind of your wake up call like, hey, you might want to pick these other things back up. I will say, with that in mind, the focus is probably around either your job or career, or it could be around like your hobbies, whatever it is that you are trying to better yourself in. It could even be school, but um I feel like vaguely recall that we've talked about in the past. It has to do with probably with career, I think it is. So the Eight of Pentacles is really saying that you need to kind of put a little more energy than you have been into growing your skill set. So if you kind of been doing that, but you haven't been putting all of the focus into it that it deserves, maybe this is a sign to do that and to sort of chill out on the other things for a little bit, but still within that balance of everything. This is saying like, even though we're giving you this recommendation to, study more or train more or whatever, don't go off the deep end and make that your entire personality. Like you can still have a life, still do the other things. Just make sure you're focusing a little bit more, because I'm assuming you must have some goals around that with the death card, in the sense like if you're wanting to work on changing how your position in that right now, if you're working on growing that, whatever that looks like, you're going to have to focus on it just a little bit more, maybe put a little more structure to it as well, where you kind of have ideas of where you need to be at going forward. But otherwise, I do think it's pretty good energy, just a reset of how you're doing right now, because it doesn't seem like you're necessarily doing anything bad. It's just tweaks here and there. But I just love this little cat sitting here watching her work. Reminds me a lot of Luna helping me with my workings. But yeah, whimsically, I feel like it's really short and sweet, pretty clear cut message here in that regard. So keep doing what you're doing. Just, refine your focus a bit and make sure you set like those goals, so that way you really can transform into whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. It's all about transformation and growth and making sure you're giving yourself the skills to do so. Alrighty, Amanda K, you are up next. You're welcome. Luke, welcome to the queue. I can't believe October is next week, guys. Are you guys doing anything fun for Spooky Month? Any cool challenges or adventures or anything like that? Oh, and also the new moon is upon us. Let me see. On Wednesday we have the new moon. God, I feel like it's like, oh, you're having a Halloween party. Fun. What's going to be your costume? Okay, let's see what the outcome in November between you guys looks like. Sexy witch. That's funny. Let's see what's next. Here we go. So there's a few layers here. You have the sun, you have the moon, and then you have the lovers. So ultimately, I don't think that there will be a bad outcome with you guys. I just don't think that there will be a final there's nothing final that will happen by then. I think things will be in motion. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I could not get that out for the life of me. So, uh I think that there are a few, like I said, there are a few things that are going on. Ultimately, the sun is a lot of happy energy. I think that perhaps in this case, it might be a little delayed. And that's just mirroring things with the Lover's card. There's delays in figuring out what decision you have to make. So I think what is going to happen in November is you're going to be very clear on like what it is that you're going to decide. So from between now, essentially October, between October and November, you're going to have to really make light of the situation that's happening. The moon is about following your intuition. So I think that you're going to start to intuit your position with each other a lot more. Things are going to hopefully start to become more clear, and you can understand what decisions you guys have to make that will be right for you. But ultimately, it doesn't feel negative. It just feels like it's not slower. It's just I don't know why November necessarily is your goal. So sometimes what happens in tarot, which is what I think is happening here, is that if you have a date or time frame in mind that you want something to happen, sometimes it's just not going to happen in that time frame, but things are happening in that time frame. So there is no real outcome yet because there's still a decision that has to be made. And maybe, oh, November is your birthday. Happy early birthday. But I do think that with the sun and the moon here, it's like shining light on the situation that's going on. So the moon still has a bit of shadow in a story or in a situation between people, and not everything is aware to both parties. And with the sun here, I think this is about shining light on things, getting things out in the open. This might mean that you need to take that step to, you said you didn't say yes or no to whatever the offer is. Maybe you need to, sit down and say like, well, what is this situation? How can I make it more clear so I can make a better decision for myself or for us? And I think at the end of the day, I feel like with this, you must already kind of have an idea with the moon card. This whole intuition thing is really like, to me, saying you kind of have an idea. You're just, you kind of wanted tarot to say like, should I do it or shouldn't I do it? But, oh, okay. So because you didn't answer whether like yes or no to his offer, you're wondering if he will contact you again. Okay, that's a slightly different question than what I asked. So I'm sorry about that. Let me see. I don't see any communication in this, but that's also I didn't really ask about that. So I will pull 2 more cards. Sorry, misunderstood here. So we have on top of that, we have the 8 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. So actually, I don't think so. I don't know that you guys will connect again, and I wonder if you'll connect with someone else instead. So the 8 of Cups is basically distancing yourself emotionally from things, or just that like everybody is emotionally removed from each other or the situation as a whole. But she's walking off into like this scene, if you look at it that way. And the 6 of Cups is about nostalgia and someone like reflecting back on the past. And this could also be a sign that you emotionally like will reconnect with someone from your past. So I feel like that's probably more so what is going to happen. And what I feel like is, if we look at this original reading, and the end of by the end, I guess, of by November, I should say. I think that things will become clearer. You'll make some decisions that will lead towards deciding that maybe walking away is better, and then that will open the door for something new. Or I won't say something new. Something that someone that you had previously or knew previously. Not that you necessarily had a relationship with them, just someone that, you might have been friends with in the past or had a good was in your circle, whatever that looks like. Sorry, words are hard today. But yeah, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. Thank you for clarifying because I definitely misunderstood um, what you had asked. So I don't know if that's what you're looking for or not, but I do think that there's some trust in your own intuition that needs to happen over the next month or so. Alrighty, Natty Nat, you are up next, and then we finish off with Luke. It looks like. Oh, guys, make sure you like this video. Um, I wouldn't. There's very little communication in that. There were no swords at all. Nothing that indicated like communication. It all seemed like the onus was going to be on you. So I feel like maybe that's what's really going to happen is that you're not going to hear anything, and or you'll hear something really like insignificant. Because when people say are they going to reach out, I feel like it's going to be something significant, right? But I feel like you're just going to be like, okay, that's not worth my time, so you're going to move on. So I'll say no, won't reach out to you. Definitely not with anything worthwhile. So um I can do this reading. Just understand that the future isn't set in stone. You're welcome, Amanda. Good luck and happy early birthday. Um the future's not set in stone, so things could change, but we'll see what's going on. Ugh. Last card. So you have the Nine of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Chariot. Um, we have a lot of repeats in this one, which is interesting. So I mentioned before with the yeah, I'm waffling. Yeah, we could start in the we'll start in the beginning and work our way back. So the hold on, let me think this through real quick. This feels a little off. So I couldn't decide how this is, but I think I'll flip this one. This one is kind of in the middle. Sorry, sometimes I just have to sit with things for a while, and live streams don't necessarily cater to that. So, but it is what it is. Nine of Cups, I felt was a little bit more reversed, where I feel like maybe the marketing job is not going to turn out the way that you want, but in the long run, that's just one obstacle in the path of you being successful. So this almost feels like you would get the get offered the job, but the offer is not up to snuff. It's not what you're looking for. So it doesn't feel like you're not going to be offered the job. It feels like you're going to be offered the job, but like either the pay or the benefits or the hours, something is just off. And it's not going to be something that makes you happy in that regards. Now, whether you take it or not is up to you, but ultimately I feel like if you were to take it, you would kind of be in this Six of Swords era here where you are feeling like, you just eventually have to leave it behind. It's not necessarily the right fit, but it could also be a stepping stone leading to this Chariot here. This is one of those readings that every once in a while I get, and I'm like, there's something deeper here. I just don't have the time to explore it. So I do recommend if you get to that point of getting an offer, and you have the time to do so, I would sit and maybe get another reading to see, but I'm going to read for you what I see here. So with the Six of Swords, it feels very much like a stepping stone kind of thing. So if you understand that, yeah, maybe the benefits aren't the best or something's just it's not the perfect job, and it's fine. You just have to do it for a certain amount of time and then you can move on. I think it would look good for you in the long run. But ultimately, that's just my opinion. That's what I see in the cards. That's up to you to decide if that's what you want to do. Because, in late stage capitalism, sometimes we don't have a choice, but I'm not making the decision for you. I'm just a girl slinging cards on the internet for you. You'll have to make that decision. But with the Chariot, and I mentioned it earlier, you can see she's at like a bit of a crossroad. She can go in different directions. So I think this might open you up to being able to expand your options going forward, career-wise. So if you think this would be a good stepping stone for you, I would say perhaps go ahead and take it, but that's up to you, and maybe you could explore it a little later. Oh, the hours are weekends and nights for events. Yeah. Oh gosh. I don't know that I could give up my weekends, but if it's only temporary, it's only for like a year or two, to get the experience you need and then move on, then maybe that's worthwhile to you. I literally have a friend doing that right now. She moved to the middle of nowhere because she could get the job that she wanted, so she could get experience, and now she's moving back. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna close the queue. Everybody who's in it is in it. Ruby, you made it. Luke, you are up next. Yeah, Midnight, that's a good point too. Like, maybe he doesn't think like they're interested because they haven't given him an answer, but I think what people don't realize is no answer is an answer. You're welcome, Natty Nat. Let's see if Luke is paying attention. Alrighty. Let's see where you are. Here we go. Where are you energetically? Oh gosh. Okay, meditation for clarity. You get a lot of readings like this where I feel like the answer is like the heart of the cards, kind of Yu-Gi-Oh shit, where it's like you've known the answer all along. Or the power is within you, something cliche like that. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Whew, Six of Swords is just coming out a lot. You guys are holding on to a lot of baggage as a community. All right, you have the Seven of Cups, Two of Cups, and Six of Swords. So I feel like right now, Luke, you're all over the place. And I feel like you're just not centered in any regard. So because of that, you're just flip-flopping from one thing to another. Like, and when I say that, I mean energetically. So you might be going through a lot of different energy levels at any given time because you're not balanced in that sense. So this meditation for clarity here, I think, is reflecting back on all of that, in the sense that maybe you need to create time for mindfulness, and it could be like at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. I used to have, for example, like part of my alarm was just like a 10-minute like mindfulness, where you, like, as your alarm wakes you up, it runs you through like a guided meditation where you like wake up your energy as well. Maybe that could help. You have to decide what it is that you ultimately need, but I think that with the Two of Cups here, there's a need ultimately for balance. And I think energetically, you're all over the place, and that is probably weighing on you emotionally. And you need to find that balance emotionally. So, where is it that you can take that time to do so? Where can you find that harmony within yourself, and start to level things out inwardly, internally? That's the word I'm looking for. And what can you think of that you can leave behind? What baggage are you holding on to that is keeping you in that cycle? Uh, so, what I would recommend looking at this is maybe identify triggers that trigger these moments of feeling like you're just all over the place. Um, and how you can counteract that, how you can just emotionally like balance yourself as well, because they seem to play hand in hand here, especially because we have these two cups. And of course there's the mental aspect of it too, but you get that in readings a lot, so you kind of already know that. So yeah, I would say that and meditation doesn't have to be like this still meditation. What if you need active meditation? Or yeah, I'll call it active meditation. That what can you do actively that like l- levels your mind out, makes you feel like you're chilled out and evened out, and not so all over the place. I know, as a community, I feel like we need some sort of Six of Swords dumpster for you guys to offload into. A lot of cups and swords today. Not that that's a good or bad thing, it's just a thing. Oh, that's good. Yeah, maybe, an exercise of that, and like reflecting on how you feel, whether like it's accomplished or, proud of yourself, whatever that might look like, and start to, maybe you need some little mindfulness things throughout the day too. Like affirmation cards, or an affirmation of the day and a mantra for the day kind of thing. That's one of the things you'll have to like try out and see what works. All right, Ruby, you are my last but not least of the night. And right on time, it is 8 o'clock. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, have you? Hmm. Okay. So just like the next few months, or did you mean literally the next month? Let's see what the job search is looking like for you. Pull an oracle card for you. All right, this is learn from life. This definitely makes it feel like this is gonna be a little bit of a life lesson kind of journey. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Last one. So you have the Five of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Hermit. I think that this has been a little bit of a hard search for you. So, oh no, a hiring freeze right before you start. Oh, that sucks. Okay. So, I think that the Five of Cups, I like the Five of Cups because while it insinuates that not everything is perfect, not everything is horrible either. So there's still some good things happening. You still have some upright cups, some emotionally, some good things that are available to you. It's just maybe you haven't gotten to them yet. The Ace of Wands indicates that there is going to be success your way coming soon. I feel like you just have to keep kind of fighting that good fight, unfortunately. But I think that if you keep doing what you're doing, it will lead to success, even though you kind of had a little bit of that hiccup here with that Five of Cups, with that rescinded job offer. And I think with the idea of the Hermit here at the end, it feels very much like after the next few months, you'll finally be able to like take a breather and relax and just not think about having to apply for jobs. So with the combination of everything, it feels very much like you're excuse me. It feels very much like you're on the right path. It's just mm, it's just that you kind of have to dig deep here with the Hermit, making sure you're still putting the right foot forward. Don't let that jade you, your past issue with the job that didn't work out. Because at the center of the reading, like I said, we have this Ace of Wands. This is really, I like the Ace of Wands because it's almost like the spark of something new, where it just kind of like comes out of nowhere, but in a good way. Um, and then also the idea of wands in general is just this idea of sheer willpower, digging deep, pushing forward, and unfortunately, learning from life really insinuates that maybe you'll take a bit of a beating, but at the end of the day, um what I like is that she's still soaring off into the next thing. So yeah, don't let the search get you down. I've never noticed that hand there. So that's kind of cool, where it's like maybe that hand is the job offer, another job offer that she has now earned she has fought the good fight and now she is being offered something. It's like a hand reaching out. So I think that I wish I could say that it'll be so easy and like you'll just coast right through, but I don't see that, and you probably know that that's just not how it goes. So just keep doing what you're doing, don't let it get you down, and at the end of it you will be able to kind of take a breather with this Hermit here and reap the reward, so to speak. Yes, I know. I know how the job hunt is right now, so I get it. Honestly, if you need to flip those tables, but I think that still, even though it's a little bit of a rocky journey, I think that it'll still work out fine over the next few months. Let me hold on. Let me pull this back out real quick. So I don't generally like to do time frames in tarot because it's so subjective, right? Oh, my hall light came on. That's interesting. That thing has not been working for a while. But you kind of have a little bit of everything. So the hermit is earth, wands, fire, cups, water, so it's kind of in the middle. But I feel like, you'll kind of start to feel like something is catching very soon, but the whole process might take a little bit. So be patient as well. But I'm rooting for you because I know what that's like. The job market sucks. Yes, embrace the liminal of spooky season and let that drive you forward. Alrighty, guys. Luna is circling me like a shark. I saw her somewhere. She's pacing, which means I've been on for too long. Um, and it's time for me to like lay and watch TV with them. So it's time for Space Cadet time. Thank you guys so much for joining. Sorry I've missed you for the past few weeks, and I'm so happy to have had you guys back on my stream. So I think next week I'll be switching over to my spooky cat theme. I'm very excited because I pull it out once a year. And yeah, so I'll see you next week, guys. You guys have a great Friday and a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.